Hi guys, welcome to this week's newsletter. Hope you're well. So equipment coming in all the time at the moment. If anyone's looking for new clubs, this is definitely a time of year to get yourself organised. Not only because we've got all the new exciting kit coming out, but it gives you a chance to dial it in. You know, all the fitting in the world, fine tuning the shaft, the weight, the grip size, the length of the club, the lie of the club. Obviously really helps get it close to what you should have for your golf swing and your build, your posture. But at the same time, you've still got to get used to that from what you've been to with a good history you might have built up with your old clubs over the last year or two or few. It's going to take a while to settle in. So yeah, now's the time to do it. And also from a convenience point of view, we're a lot quieter now than we will be in March, April onwards. Plus the club manufacturers themselves will have a lot less shorter delivery time than early mid-season. So just bear that in mind, not just trying to force you into a purchase. But yeah, this week the club I've got in my hand, not for everyone's liking, but there'll be characters out there that really help suit their game. If you're a person that doesn't really like striking an iron, always tends to fall towards maybe hybrids or has only irons in very short irons, Taylormade have launched the Stealth HD. So it's a bit of a kind of iron stroke hybrid combination, as you can see from the width of the sole there. And again, the club face quite shallow, centre of gravity is very low, so any sort of bottom strikes are going to really, if you tend to thin it a little bit with your irons, those bottom strikes off this club here, because of the depth and the width of the sole, are really going to take off, even if you're going to fly like a good one, even if you thinned it. Again, HD, high draw, obviously the weight's very low, and we can see here the leading edge is quite offset from the datum line, the front edge of the hosel here. So again, that's really going to give you a little bit more time to square up that club face impact if you're a person that tends to hit a bit of a weak shot to the right. It's the same as any other club. They've got the speed slot on the bottom from Taylormade, which again really gives a good trampoline effect, helps us pinch a few more miles an hour ball speed. Yeah, but these things are built to go a long way. Again, with Taylormade you can fit any shaft into it you want. Here I've just got the Dynamic Gold 105 S300 just for a couple of hits, and can be fully customizable throughout the set of clubs. So I'm going to give it a couple of hits and see how it goes. Oh, the other thing I mentioned, which is great this year that Taylormade have brought out with their new fitting kit, is on each iron they produce, I don't know if you can see it here, it gives us a chance to make the loft either slightly weaker or a couple of degrees stronger as we custom fit someone. So rather than in the past would have said, oh look, you hit a bit of a high ball flight, what I'll do when I order these through, I'll make them 1 or 2 degrees stronger for you to help bring that down. We can actually see here at the point of fitting what that effect has straight away, and therefore it's not so much of a guessing game. It's 100% dialed in before you order them. Okay, I'm going to give them a couple of hits and see what this does. Obviously the main thing these are put in place for is distance, forgiveness, high ball flight, and a tendency to maybe draw the ball as well, or help hit the ball very straight, really get rid of that slice. So here goes. Yeah, that'll work. So I don't know if you can see that on the screen. Again, it's highlighted on here. So that was a pretty good strike, little fade shot. But yeah, with a relatively smooth swing, 82 miles an hour, almost 130 miles an hour ball speed. Very efficient for such a high ball flight. 169, 179 total. Yeah, pretty impressive. Feels very good off the face. Again, like we were talking about the ping last week, what manufacturers seem to be doing so much better now is, as they build these more powerful, more forgiving clubs in the past, you've tended to give up an awful lot of feel. The strike felt pretty brittle and a bit hollow almost. Whereas with the technology now, you're getting a really good quality strike feeling, as well as obviously getting all the benefits of distance, launch, forgiveness. And I think the main thing they're aiming for with the Stealth HD as opposed to the Stealth is it's very much more like a hybrid, but is obviously giving you the feel and accuracy of an iron. So again, if you're a person that's tended to shy away from the irons, I would thoroughly recommend coming and pinching this off me and giving it a go. So before I go, one little golf tip I wanted to give you this week. A lot of people with the understandably wet golf course at the moment, if you're a millimetre out on your strike, you're getting a big sod of turf come out of the ground and obviously not getting a huge amount of distance towards the green. So just wanted to try and explain why that happens. Obviously in the summertime, when you're catching the ground a bit before the ground is like concrete, so the club head will simply skid through, especially when you're using a club with a sole the size of the HD. So again, another benefit there, it's going to help you get through those duff shots. But yeah, summertime, the strike before the ball will skid through and you'll hardly notice it, and you'll get a result as good as if you'd hit the ball first, even though you've hit the ground first. So the reason why this happens, I see an awful lot of the time, from a good setup, reasonably good balls position, nice pretty position at the top, is as people swing down, they start to move their weight to the left side, but then what happens is there's no rotation, so the body simply backs up, and what happens is that there's only one part of the leverage left to try and bring that club back down to the ball, and that's the casting of the club. So if you find yourself, if you video yourself, if you find yourself a couple of feet short of the ball with your left arm and shaft straight already, that means you're going to be throwing that club into the ground. If we can get a video of you where you're coming into impact and there's still quite a nice sharp angle between your left forearm and shaft, that club's descending later into the ball a little bit steeper, mainly because we've got the chest, the centre of the chest over the golf ball, and the left side's somewhat clearing. And that allows you to chase forward after the shot rather than hang back and release that club early. So from the top, rotate, chest forward, makes us maintain this automatically, this angle between the right forearm and the shaft until the last second. And the telltale sign will be as the shaft will be leaning towards the target, the centre of your chest will be over the ball, and that's going to give you that quality strike. It's going to get rid of your duffs. So maybe practice it in the driving net or the range first, but if you do video yourself and take a photo of yourself at impact, the centre of your chest is over the ball, your left side is just starting to open up. We're certainly not seeing any backing up this way, because that's going to give you a ground strike every time. Okay, thanks for watching. If there's any help we can give you, it doesn't have to be obviously the Stealth HD. If there's any other clubs, we've got all the fresh Ping, Taylormade, Callaway and now Titleist clubs in for demo. If you fancy coming either just to pinch one and go out on the golf course and play with it, or if you want to book in a fitting or a lesson helping you with your iron strikes, then please give us a shout. We'll see you soon.